I think you may well be on the comm, sir. Hello all. Welcome to Formula 2 on a Tuesday. We should be broadcasting. We should be live. I'm hopefully being joined by my good Welsh colleague. Don't snigger too much. Ivor Bryn Mike. How are we doing, sir?
Good evening. How are you doing this fine evening or Tuesday?
I'm good. I had a very busy day yesterday. Flying around the globe, it felt like. But we're good. We are good, and hopefully we can see some very exciting racing here in F2. And we have... Yes, you're in. Let's go. One lad has unfortunately let the side down, but that has opened up an avenue for us all. You're a little bit echoey, according to Jav. I don't know how you solve that, to be completely honest with you.
Is that me or you?
It could be me, it could be you, it could be because I've got my thing plugged in, so let me try and unplug that and see how we go. Hopefully we're all good now. Jav, is that any better? Ah, Mr. Taupe. Taupe, hello old school. Thank you very much, my friend. Good luck today. Have you got the heater on? I will stand further away from my PlayStation because it is a well-known fact that I own a very old PlayStation that makes lots of noise. So I'm going to move a little bit further away. Imola.
Yeah, just getting the track number for Imola. And also the latest standings for F2. I'm a bit out of the loop with what's been going on in Formula 2 this season, but Imola is usually a pretty good track when it comes to action and that. It's very tricky on the curbs, and that's just in a Formula 1 class, and F2 class is probably unbearable.
It's going to be awful, isn't it? I'm not a massive fan of it. So we're going to ride on board with Jav to show what not to do. And we're going to ride on board on TV cam with Javier here, the Spanish legend. He's weaving, he knows he's on camera. He approaches turn 1 here. There was an apex there somewhere, but he has chosen to miss it, which is a controversial strategy. See how this plays out. As he's riding along here, still weaving. Not really a place you need to warm your tyres, but... Yep, not the fastest through sector 1. I think yeah, there again another apex that he's just decided to miss strategically, I assume. He's currently in last, but do you know what? I think he could turn it around. I think there's going to be 1 or 2 invalidations here because these curbs, like you say, are... Yeah, there's another curb that there was somewhere there. We're going to see Aqua Minerale. How's he going to deal with this? I suspect... Yeah, like how we thought. He has moved up, and I think Verstappen has invalidated. This is an awful corner in Formula 1 cars. In Formula 2 cars, I can only imagine. Java's treated it almost like a car parking area where you have to turn around and do a 180 to go up to the next level. Not the best line, but he is coming into the last 2 corners here. He's put his wheel on the grass, which has meant another apex miss, but this could be good enough for an invalidation, as Campbell has already gone over the line and Jav has hit more walls than the average population of Berlin in 1988.
I was on board with the man who was fighting for pole position. It was XL lap, and then he made a mistake in turns 14 and 15, and then she came, which had Campbell, Nathan, Jordan, and Tinkan to get ahead.
Yeah, absolutely, and this is an interesting grid because obviously Campbell's going to be starting in 10th on this race. Nathan Yeren with a great qualifying performance. Tinkan there in 4th, Larkin in 5th, Pease a little bit lower than what we'd anticipate for someone of Pease's quality. Miami in 7th, Maverick in 8th, Darry in 9th. Rocco is going to be on pole, which is interesting because obviously we know he has pace. Chill in 11th, Nolan 12th, Morgan in 13th, Tope 14th, Luke in 15th, Mark 16th, Jordan in 17th, Jav somehow getting 18th there with the Welsh flag. We can hardly hear you, my friend, apparently. Mike, you're very quiet.
Yeah, apparently so. I've just unplugged my headset and put it back in, so hopefully that fixes it. Let me know in the chat if it has. And oh my god, the heavens have opened.
It is rather rainy, so I'm just going to see if there's anything my end I can do. It shouldn't be an issue mine, but let me just see if there's anything I can do possibly to adjust audio mix. Yeah, Colin has said that no one's ever heard that about you, Mike, that you've been quiet. I think that's a fair comment. I've changed the...
guys, should I demote him down to yeah? I think I should.
So Rocco on pole, Darian second. So what I want to do is run through. I asked some questions today, Mike. I don't know if you've seen this. There's been some controversial answers to this. We asked a few pre-race questions because we do this in Division 3. This is Jess Games' idea completely. I've asked, what is your ideal pizza topping? What Pokemon would you be? What F2 driver would you be? And what driver do you want to beat tonight? Campbell has opened up with an opening gambit. The man who is starting on 10th but will be in pole for the feature race. Anything but Pineapple, which I think is a universally popular opinion. Snorlax because he's fat and lazy, which is a fair comment. And Thea Pourchaire because his main success coming in Monaco. And he wants to beat Nathan, which I think is a fair... You know, I think all of those are not very controversial. Very much like Campbell. He's the kind of guy that, you know, very straight to the point. You know, very, very down the middle. Not that exciting. None of that was particularly that great. But then we move on to Jav, the man that we rode on board with. He says Peppers. Squirtle would be his choice for Pokemon. Thea Pourchaire, because Lewis did it, and he wants to beat Cerebro. Now, he is ahead of Cerebro so far, so we'll see how that one plays out. We'll run through some more of these, perhaps in the half-time interval, but I think we should probably do some serious race-based business at some point, with Verstappen lying in last, because he's got a serious challenge on his hands. He is going to be good in the wet. He is a good wet driver, but this isn't going to be fun for him, starting from the back and having to manoeuvre his way through Cerebro and a crew of relentless drivers who obviously do belong at the back.
I cannot speak. If I speak, I'm in trouble. But I mean, the thing is, there's going to be opportunities. Obviously, with this track, it's tricky enough in the dry, but when you add the full wet conditions into it, there's going to be mistakes. And you know, for the likes of Verstappen, and even for Ibo, Jav, Jordan, and Mark, just keeping it clean, keeping it consistent, you're going to jump up and take advantage of people making mistakes.
100%. So we'll get some details on the tyres. What tyres are they actually have they got on? They've got the full wets. Wow, it's full wets. Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one for these guys. I can't imagine too many people have done. I mean, look, I'm not sure too many people do too much practice for F2. There is one main difference from last season, if you are tuning in, which is it's not just the default setup. There is the ability to do presets. So it'd be really interesting to see how that would have played out in quali.
Yes, as we wait for the lights to come on, and I believe they will be coming on shortly, as I thought we were going to get a bit of a lobby glitch, but here they come for 5 red lights. And we're underway.
Great start from Rocco.
Yeah, fantastic start. And Miami,
oh, there's carnage!
Piece in the wall.
3 people got dragged in there. Rocco's got a clean run, and there is a virtual safety car. Larkin up to second. He's been overtaken under the VSC from Darry. Oh, Darry span under the VSC. What is going on here? This is not... Oh, and Nathan's got himself a pen. There's all sorts of business. Some of the camera angles here are not the best. I feel like we need to... Up to the chat. Would you rather me run in... you know, the T-Cam camera, or would you rather me run in broadcast? Because I feel like this is a little bit... As much as it's not immersive to necessarily run on T-Cam, it's hard to see where people are in my eyes, but a lot of craziness happened at that start.
Well, I tend to switch back and forth between broadcast and TCAM. It depends on the preference of what you're looking at.
So Darry.
I'm going to quickly try and fix my my headset and everything. 2 seconds.
Darry going up the inside here of Nolan, and it's worked, and Nolan doesn't normally get overtaken that easily. You normally have to fight for it a bit more. There's a bit of carnage in the background. I'm not entirely sure who that is, but Pease, Maverick and Miami are the real losers out in this. Darry must have damage because he seems to be really struggling to get anywhere, and I think Nolan might even have it because Tin Can is all over the back of him here. Not entirely a great start from Darry, and Yeren and Nathan are fighting here. Yeren has managed to get through. Larky going horrendously slow for someone who has got very good chops in the wet. Makes you wonder if there is some damage on that car as well from Darry. And he's very slow in a straight line, but Nathan is not. He's going to have 2 for 1 here. He's trying to go all the way around the outside. Gets squeezed out a little bit. Oh, Larkin's round. Larkin has performed a bigger U-turn than Boris Johnson on his COVID-based activities, and Tin Can up the inside of Nolan. Very strange start, and Rocco has managed to just basically leave the field, which I'm not entirely sure was predicted really. Very strange top 5 in a lot of senses. Yeren and Nathan are the big winners. And a lot of movement, a lot of big losers, and a lot of big gainers on this opening lap.
Yeah, I think for Rocco, just getting that clean start they needed and pulling away while everyone got caught up in carnage has helped them massively. Drawn has a nice little gap now to Nathan in third, so we'll see if he can maintain that gap over the course of the race, but Nathan cut across the grass again. 3 second time now.
And even Morgan just struggling in the background. I'm just looking at some of the lines people have taken into that chicane. As much as I was, Yeren's made a big mistake because Nathan is through. So Lord knows what has occurred up the front. We haven't managed to catch it, but there's a 5 second gap now with Rocco and Yeren. And Campbell through on Nolan too. So we obviously expect some movement because of the nature of the quality of the sprint race going first. But this has been pretty crazy. And I tell you what, we haven't talked about this man, Verstappen, up to 10th from 20th and last on the grid.
Campbell and Tin Can side by side, and Campbell down the inside. Gets the job done, clean as you like.
Great move, but then he's got Nolan and Tope, and Tope has also had a fantastic start, but Yeren and Nathan just going absolute wheel to wheel. Oh no! You can't go up the inside there. Nathan, an awful choice from the young man there, from somewhere where they play Skittles recreationally, as we found out. He is a part of a Skittles league. If you don't know what that is, it's like bowling, but a bit more for people born in the country. As a man who was Tope is coming up, but it's a man that likes meat Charizard as a Pokemon. Dan ticked him and he wants to beat Lewis, but I tell you what, he's going to struggle to beat Campbell at this moment, because that is an awful moment for him, for the man that obviously is generally quite quick. But Morgan now all over the back of Tope.
Honestly, I think anyone that chooses Charizard is very basic.
They are, I agree. It is the basic comment. I tell you what, Verstappen's got a great run on B Morgan here. He's going to go up the inside. Has he got the overlap? No. Well, he does. Great break in. Verstappen up to 8th from nowhere on the grid, but Rocco's loving these conditions. He's just away. But Campbell all over the back of Darry.
Can Campbell now convert this into a podium position for the sprint races down the inside? He's going to outbreak Darry, and once again, as smooth as you like, Campbell up into P3.
Great move. Really good move. I think the difficulty now, and I'll tell you what, the difficulty that he's going to have though is that I think he has natural pace compared to most people on the field, but he's got too much of a gap. Too much of a gap as Tin Can now and Nolan. They're both really scrapping around Darry, and I can't help but feel that Darry is the blockage in this whole situation.
Isn't Nolan's having a little peek down the inside, didn't commit to it, but could take advantage of a poor exit from Tin Can here. Tin Can able to cover it off, and Nolan, the understeer there. Absolutely horrendous as he lost a bit of time, and here comes Tin Can now on the back of Darry, and he's going to get this jit done before the break-in for the chicane, and thankfully he's done that before the chicane, because I can't imagine being side by side today.
No, it's very tight. It's very tight everywhere down, isn't it? From pretty much Tin Can all the way through to Luke, really.
Campbell on the back of Jerome now, and this will be interesting. If Campbell can get past Jerome, boy's pace will be like relative to Rocco.
He's got set the fastest lap of the race. He's in that slip. He should be able to get past. Oh, oh, the inside line. Very astute, very sensible, because that's the line you want into that corner, and therefore he gets the move done.
Yep, but John's going to come back out, and what a run!
Oh.
He's down the inside. Campbell's going to hold it around the outside. We saw this earlier. It didn't work for Nathan, but it's going to work for Campbell.
It's looking very close. Great driving man to man, and great move, great defence there from Campbell. But the midfield is spicy at this point. It is crazy. Right on board with Nolan. He's trying to have a look at the inside of Tope. Verstappen has gone. Wow! He had to brake early because Tope broke early. He had to brake quite fiercely, and then Verstappen has managed to get through, and now he's got Morgan all over the back. Mark has joined this. Larkin has joined this. So this train's just getting longer. And Luke's in an awful position because he's trying to look for some space going into the chicane, and it's just not a place you can ever overtake realistically. But Tope's away. Tope is absolute. Well, sorry, no, not Darry's away, and Verstappen all over the back of Tope. Oh, Tope has had a massive moment there. Verstappen is almost forced to go for a move on the inside. He gets it done. Wow. Great driving and great driving. Cool. I thought he was going to cut across him then. But great driving from Tope too, in a way. You know, he made a mistake. He realised he could. Yeah, he's gonna.
That's smart. Didn't want to send it around the outside. That's very smart from Tope. Didn't want to risk it. And he has a little bit of a gap back to Nolan, so wasn't under immediate pressure from Relentless in behind. And P's picking up a 3-second time penalty, and I suppose we're seeing a few penalties now pop up for some people. And
oh, there's some wing. Oh, there was some wing. I think Morgan might have damage. Is it Morgan? I think it is Morgan. Yeah, he's missing an end plate. There's a few. Yeah, missing an end plate, and that is going to just drag him. But Larkin has damage. If you notice as well, Larkin's missing an end plate, and I think Luke potentially may even have damage too, because they all seem very close to each other, and then but Real Mark is kind of just a bit further behind.
Well, we got Verstappen on the back of Darry now, and what I was going to say before you saw that action kick off was that Darry having 13 seconds of time penalties, and he's got it deep there. He has to be careful of rejoining. Unfortunately, he does be careful, but now he's going to be under immediate pressure from Nolan, who should have the traction to get this done.
Yeah, he's up the inside. Oh, Darry's trying to put him into somewhere in Italy, but it's not quite what. Nolan's always going to have the inside line for this corner. I mean, unless Nolan really outbreaks himself. Wow, Darry's fighting it. Darry's fought it. No, it was never going to work, and all that's done is probably allow Morgan an opportunity. Darry has decided to give up. Larkin's normally good in these spots, but he's just got that wing damage and he can't capitalise, unfortunately. But yeah, Darry really struggling with that wing damage.
And up towards the front, Rocco has extended that gap, so he's doing well with his pace in these full wet conditions. We've got Campbell still under immediate pressure from John, and he hasn't dropped him yet.
No.
And one penalty can make all the difference for Campbell here.
It can, and I think what's really interesting about this is that there's some names at the back we wouldn't expect to see. So obviously Pease, Maverick, Miami. Oh, they're all shocking for that chicane. Darry's really struggled. He's lost the place.
Back in, just stepping out as Rocco responds to the fastest lap set by Campbell earlier on. So just showing his pace at the front. Campbell takes it back.
Larkin showing some serious chops here with that wing damage. A very controversial, unconventional individual, you would argue, because he was a man that said that he would put chips on pizza, but he's about to get his chips put on his plate. Oh, is he not? No, he's going to stay ahead of Darry. You just feel just on the traction side, Darry really struggling to get any traction down, whereas Larkin is not, and you feel like that's saving his bacon a little bit here.
Yeah, obviously the most important thing for Darry right now is to not pick up any more penalties. As Luke sends one down the inside, he's going to be able to make this work. Darry should have the traction on the outside, but Luke actually gets the better traction as it's in behind. Nathan getting moved in on Mark as it's side up the hill.
So close. Great move, showing some really good pace.
Nathan almost losing it in the background there.
Oh, he's a man on a mission. He wants to get through this.
No, Nathan, that is not
oh
the
no!
move to go for.
Chill, unfortunately getting caught up in that, and that is not ideal for either driver. Hopefully Chill got away with some damage, but not the best. He didn't want to get involved in the pre-race questions. He's too busy selling off invested team of the weeks, but at the moment his investment is not working in this race. He is uninvested but has no wing damage, so he might have a little shot here of 10th. If someone makes a mistake, he might get himself up into the top 10.
Well, I mean, right now we got choked with a 5-second time penalty, so that could be taken into consideration for anyone trying to get into the top 10. We've got Darry and Luke actually pushing each other through the corners for P10, but all this battle is just losing them time to the only man up ahead until who has a penalty.
Maverick with another 3 seconds. The man who's very conventional. Just cheesed.
And that's why he didn't win D4.
That is why. Conventional pizza topping choices from that man has cost himself, it seems. As Yeren now. Yeren has done very well to stay with Campbell. But yeah, Rocco is pretty much controlling this race. He's got no need to push. He's keeping that gap fairly consistent. But it's the battle for second that really is the big places.
We've got Verstappen now on the back of Tinkham as well for fourth, so that is going to pop off very nicely very soon, I think.
Yeah, there's some gaps. There are some gaps occurring. It's not going to be. It's not too. The wet doesn't lend itself too well to this kind of business. But B Morgan done well. We're up 5 places. He's a big fan of barbecue base. Likes Bidoof as a Pokemon, and he wants to beat Tictum, and he wants to beat Ibo. Now he's beating Ibo, but he's doing quite well. But Ibo, fair play to him. 17th. Good race, kept it clean. As Pease does get past him.
Am I the only one that doesn't know what a Bidoof is? People in the chat, do you feel me? Do you feel me?
I feel like it is a Pokemon. It is a Pokemon. It is a 4th gen, I believe.
That's
it does.
after my time. After my time.
As Larkin is looking all over the back of Morgan, which is really interesting because he does have that damage, but so does Morgan. So there is a bit of a gap occurring. Luke doesn't appear to. Oh, we have someone round.
Yeah, and I think that's Nathan. That is Nathan.
Wow, what a disastrous race here. I mean, on pad, this race is not fun. He gets overtaken by the superior driver in Rel Jav Surun. And yeah, bad times for him as he's got Jordan, the other relentless leader, all over the back of him. But Yaron is definitely staying on the back of Campbell here. It's causing some interesting complications for him. But
Morgan into the chicane. Harkin trying to go around the outside. And fair play with Morgan left in the room, but he's never going to work side by side through there for Larkin.
Yeah. The difficulty is here at the moment is the nature of the corners don't lend themselves well to low downforce cars in the wet. You know, trying to get good overtakes into corners here is not about it. It's about traction exits. You've got to get it under traction and then commit and get the overlap on the inside into these chicanes, because otherwise it's so hard to overtake. But Yaron now all over the back of Campbell. Campbell seems to have made some sort of mistake, but he's just following him. He's almost pushing him along at this point. He's going to keep to the back, but not quite having the pace advantage. Now, this might bring Verstappen in if these two battle a little bit too hard. Verstappen is 4 seconds back, but he's also 16 places above where he started. Great drive from him. We would expect him to move through the field, but moving through the field is not as easy as it sounds in F2. You know, there's a lot of danger and damage to be had, as Nathan, Pease, Miami, and Maverick will attest to.
I mean, I'm just saying, Nathan right now is the worst relentless driver out on the track.
Larkin is through. Morgan has lost a ton of time.
Yeah,
and he's got Luke.
He was ghosted when I just went on board with him, so maybe he's lost it, had a bit of a half spin or something.
Potentially, because Luke is now all over the back of him. Colin saying he knows as much about Pokemon as Massey knows about Formula 1 rules, which is a controversial opinion there, but I think everyone probably agrees, to be honest. There's Luke now pushing Morgan along. Going to ride on board with him. He goes right up the inside. Morgan leaves him almost too much space. Too friendly, but he's going to look for the switch back here, and he should get it, because the traction advantage will be unbelievable. And I think he'll have this into turn 1. I'm going to ride on board with this. That slipstream and the traction advantage is going to... He's gone around the outside, which is a controversial choice. He needs to make sure this sticks. I'm riding on board with Luke now. No. Awful idea. Oh. And Cerrivo is grinding away. No. I feel like if... Oh no, he's lost it. Yeah. Morgan, if he went round the inside there, gets that move done all day and every day, I feel. But... No, not in that. No, around the outside going into a chicane is never a good idea.
Bit of an update up towards the front. John's picked himself up a 3-second time count. Then we got Verstappen, who's only about a 10th off getting inside that penalty window.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way. I don't think there's any way that Yaron keeps this. Verstappen's pace is just frightening at the moment, and we have a hell of a lot of gaps. I haven't got anything close on screen, unfortunately, but while we're here, we might as well think about Verstappen. He likes anything spicy. Now, his race has been spicy. We have someone round. I think that is Cerrivo. Ibo on mediums.
The classic Ibo strat. We love to see it.
The classic Ibo. And look, he's setting fastest laps. He is gunning for this. And Verstappen, anything spicy will do according to his pizza choice. And I tell you what, this has been a spicy race for him. 16 places up. He likes Greninja. Yeah, loves a brawl, basically. He thinks he's Filip Drugovich. He does well but when there's no expectation, but average when he's expected to do well. And that sums this up. Started from the back, doing really well. And he wants to beat Rocco. Now, unfortunately for Verstappen, that ain't going to happen today. But then again, Campbell is closing, but I think Rocco's just chilling. He's just nurturing that gap. And we have Darry off there, and he's been overtaken by Real Mark and Chill. So that is not the best way to end the last lap for him. But Rocco coming into the last real problematic corner here should be able to get this done. And Verstappen actually, you know, there's a mistake in him if he takes it bad, and he might not have Yaron exactly where he wants him, but it should be fine. He's got 0.8 of a second, but riding on board here with XL Rocco, who will be the alt-strat Ho, as everyone likes to call them, from 10th to 1st, in the sense of his qualifying time, just maintained it all. He's weaving. I tell you, he nearly lost the car there. Oh, look at this guy. Campbell in second, Yaron in third, but that will go to Verstappen. Tinkan a long way back. Tope will drop because, unfortunately for him, he had that 5 second. Maybe it will get removed. I don't know. Nolan brings it up. Larkin jumps Tope, which I find interesting. Luke, then Morgan, then Mark. But he gets done by Chill and Darry in 13th. But I'll tell you what, give credit to Jav. Not the the best qualifying lap in his life, but he has moved up 4 places, for good or for bad. He will come over that line, but Pease is all over the back of Jordan. Pease is going to go up the inside here, and he's going to get the place for what it's worth, because Jordan doesn't have a pen. So slightly oh, I tell you what, Jordan's straight line speed is frightening. Look at this. It doesn't matter too much as Miami comes over the line. A very disappointing performance from the man that wanted to beat Larkin tonight. Maverick in 18th. Nathan and Ibo were already lapped. One of those is not.
I think strong words need to happen in that relentless camp for Nathan. Very strong words.
One of those was not surprising that someone was lapped, but then we are very surprised that Sir Ibo got lapped. So an unusual event there, but yeah, slightly strange.
So apparently I'm still quiet and still have a bit of an echo, which there's nothing I can do on my end now. I've done everything I can humanly possibly do. Other than leave the party and join, so I'll try that.
Let me.
If it doesn't work, I'm sorry guys, you have to deal with it.
I've put the audio mix as far as I can to party chat rather than all audio, but then I'm running everything through my headphones, so I can't work out why that would make an odds. But a very interesting race. I mean, I have to say, I don't think the wet helps around there, but Rocco converting that from a pole to first, Campbell second from 10th, Verstappen back to third. Fantastic performance. Yaron with a good performance, Tin Can with a good performance, Nolan with a good performance. Larkin's actually the first person to drop a place, but not doing disastrously. Tope also gains, Luke gains, Morgan gains, Chill stays where he is, Mark gains, Darry was a big loser, Jav gained, Jordan gained as well, Pease again, yeah, lost a lot of places, as did Miami, as did Maverick, as did Nathan, and Ibo rounding off the field. So a lot of redemption arcs to be in the second race.
Yeah, and the one thing I will say is it's clear that Jav rocking our Welsh flag has definitely helped him, because it always rains over here and he's done well in those conditions.
This is it. This is it. He did better than we anticipated.
Right, I'm going to quickly leave and rejoin the party just to see if that fixed the echo.
Fair.
So, I shall be back in 2 seconds, guys.
Thank God he's gone, eh, lads? If you're enjoying this and you aren't subscribed, please do subscribe. Give a like. Give a little like as well. Get the channel vibing, because we're nearly up to the 1,000 subscribers. Be great if you could.
Right, I'm back.
You are back in 3D, and we've got some dry conditions, which I think just works better in these cars, to be honest. Campbell on pole, Nathan in second, Yaron in third, Tinkan fourth, Larkin in fifth. Well, he loves this place. He'll be wanting a better performance in the first place. Pease, Miami, Maverick, Darry and Rocco, Chill 11th, Nolan, Morgan, Tope, Luke, Mark, Jordan, Jav, Serivo and Verstappen. Interesting grid. Verstappen has got it all to do again. Now, this format is harsh, isn't it? This format's really harsh. You get really punished for a bad qualifying performance. He's got to do it all. Where do you think Verstappen's going to come?
Obviously, in the dry conditions, he will have the added advantage of DRS down the main pit straight, but I think there'll be less mistakes for him to capitalise on, and it is going to be tricky for him to maybe get himself back up to the podium, but top 10 I can definitely see it being on for Verstappen.
Yeah, I agree. I think if I had to pick a top 3 here, I'm going to go Nathan. No, I'm going to go Larkin, Campbell, Nathan.
I am going to go Campbell, Jerome, Larkin.
Larkin does have a very good rep round here, so that doesn't surprise me. But Verstappen, the championship leader, is getting... That is a big blow to him that he's starting, you know, because Rocco now, maximum points from the sprint race. Tin Can somehow in 3rd. And we have Nathan in 6th. And again, Nathan, the dominant force in F2 over recent years, not doing great.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one over the course of the rest of the season, that is for sure. And hopefully everyone tuned in tonight will be tuned into all the other races as well, making sure we keep up to date with all things Formula 2 and media.
Absolutely, and we've got different strategies. We've obviously got the top 3 on softs, Tin Can on mediums, and Larkin on softs, but yeah, we'll go through that. The rest of the field, it is very mixed actually, not many on softs. But we'll go through that once this is all kicked off. I'll allow you to start us, sir.
So we go to those 5 red lights for the feature race. Lights are out and we are underway, and it's a very good start there from Campbell in the first race, but Nathan in the second race absolutely lightning as he draws alongside down towards turn 1. Jerome holding on to P3. There's some movement in the back, but Campbell and Nathan side by side. That's going to open things up for Jerome. Around the outside he goes into P2.
Jordan round. Nathan now also dropped a place, as you said, and it's very, very, very close all the way through the field, trying to run through the field. Mark
down the inside, so down the inside of Jerome, and gets back up into P2, and
oh, someone's in the wall. That is Darry. He's had an absolute Western supermare. He is face first into that wall. He's managed to avoid any permanent mortal damage, but that's going to affect his race awfully, because obviously, you know, the rules in F2, it's lap 3 onwards that you can make your compulsory pit stop, so he is in a world of pain as Nolan is all over the back of Verstappen. He's had a great start.
Yeah, Verstappen already up into P14, a fantastic start for QVR. Verstappen as we've got Miami and Pease side by side in the final sector. Miami sends it down the inside. Pease, I think it's just letting this one go. Maybe go for a slipstream overtake down the pit straight. That's right underneath that rear wing.
He's looking for the inside. Miami, do you know what? Miami is normally a very wise driver. Doesn't seem to be defending the inside, and that's an awful decision, because the inside here is absolutely paramount. Now he can get on the brakes later, but oh no, Rocco! Rocco being used like a pinball machine, shall we say? And oh, that is absolutely awful luck for him. He was a complete passenger in that. Did nothing wrong. Verstappen takes advantage of Maverick's mistake. Really.
As well.
Yeah, and Luke down the inside of Morgan. This is insane. The battle in the midfield is crazy, and Verstappen again. I think Verstappen's going to take advantage of this. He's going to get both of them. He's done it.
No, not free wide. Not free wide here, lads.
Oh, Verstappen backs out. Sensible driving from Verstappen. But he's looking in very good shape to do something in this race.
Well, the top 3 have managed to get away from Larkin, who's in a bit of a lonely 4th place right now.
He is, and Rocco, being in that championship lead, you don't want to give Nathan these chances. You don't want to give Campbell these chances. These two drivers are very quick at F2. We've always known that. Consolidate your lead, and it's an error that's put him a long way away.
Now, DRS is enabled, so we will start to see some more side-by-side antics going down towards turn 1. You'd think, and Rocco with a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Well, he's done crazy.
He's fuming.
He is fuming. Oh, Tope and Jav. We've got Nolan behind Jav as it should be. The fastest man in Relentless is currently holding off Tope and Nolan. It looks like he has damage, but I just think he is that slow. As Tin Can and Luke having a bit of a battle. But yeah, there seems to be...
Verstappen just got past Tin Can as well, so Verstappen having a P9 then.
Verstappen's a man on a mission, and I tell you what, he was leading this championship. He doesn't want to give it up. He wants to get back at it, and this is a golden opportunity for him. He'll be smelling blood. Rocco tapping out. So I think it's an error. I think it was a bit of an error, if I'm being completely honest, as there could be a safety car in this race. There is a mandatory stop.
I think there's no other way to put it. Rocco was, to quote a famous Ross saying, tamping, fuming and raging.
I think we could all understand. Oh, there's Maverick now on the Maverick goes in. So there's a lot of early pit stops. A lot of these guys on the mediums opting for the softs. I'm looking. Actually.
So goes Nolan. He's going for the double overtake. He's got the boxing on the outside.
Oh, that's awful. That wasn't his fault at all. If he gets a pen here. No, I'm glad he didn't get a pen for that.
Nolan did get a pen, a 3-second one after the initial contact. Bumped him off track.
He got one more for the warning, didn't he? But the corner cut was justified because he had nowhere to go. Not the best. Not the best. And I do feel for him here. Is Nathan now all over the back of Campbell? But you're not going to make a move here. He'll pretend. Because he'll pretend he'll make a move anyway. But he is far too sharp for this business. We will stay with the leaders, I think. Because this is quite important in the context of the championship. I mean, there's a lot of sub-stories here. Rocco out, Verstappen down there, not doing fantastic, and Nathan in that slipstream, in that DRS. This is going to be, you would assume, a very easy pass, unless something goes wrong. Now, Campbell, age-old racer, defending the inside here. Not enough because it's just too powerful, but you have to respect that people understand the way this track works, and I think a few people have been caught out about that today.
Yeah, it has been a battle of attrition. It's more than just
He is. It's awful luck from him. He's not doing particularly well as Yaron now, all over the back of Campbell.
And you could get a double overtake by you if he just sticks with these two guys up front, double toe with the slipstream and DRS.
It's tough ask. Really impressed by Yaron. Really impressed by him. I think he's shown a lot of pace. Not normally the quickest guy in the world compared to the guys that he's around, but his F2 pace is really good from what I've seen so far. As we see some movement down the field, I think that was Nolan potentially making a mistake, and Pease is, unfortunately for him, picked up a time pen, and he's dragging along Miami with him. These two are in their own little world, and I'll tell you who isn't their own little world is Larkin. Completely. Now, Campbell's looking for revenge. This will be interesting, because this gap isn't as clear cut. Nathan defending the outside. Awful decision. It's never going to work.
In behind, you got Verstappen getting the move down on Mark. You got Miami and Peace side by side from turn 2, and Peace is almost going around it, able to hold it though. So good reactions from Peace. He hold his car.
Ooh. Incredible performance from him. Like he's doing literal bits. I think you have to respect some of the driving from him from a double 20th. Yeah, absolutely. From a double 20th. This could be the difference between a championship place at the end of this season, and maybe it will be first.
Who knows? Once again, Nathan getting into the back of Campbell. I'm not exactly sure when the pit stop window will open for these F2 cars around Imola, but we shouldn't be too far away, I don't think.
I think it might be half and half. Would be my suspicion. I might be completely wrong. Oh no! Nathan doesn't react. Now I find that really interesting. I would have thought that to me says that Nathan doesn't feel he is the quickest. Because Nathan normally is the quickest. You just do what the other person does. If you are the quickest, you just match them, right?
That's the application of the Welsh flag. He's gone for a spin.
Oh. He's seen more gravel than the Wu-Tang Clan in 1999. Great song. But he is unfortunately back in what would be last if it wasn't for Rocco tapping out. So, not ideal from him.
Side by side, coming up the hill. Miami's just going to get the better of him, and obviously Jav have been saying that he's been tributing me for at least the past couple of days. So I mean, he's done a very good job so far, I think.
He has. He's mirrored some of your behaviours very incredibly.
Yep, good old Iverson, mate.
Relmark with a pen. Pease still on the back. Oh, Miami's lost it there. Oh, he's lost it again. And Pease has had the unfortunate problem of getting to the back of him. I don't know if there's any damage, but we should be okay. I'm going to go back into broadcast. But the broadcast cam around here, by the way, is bloody woeful. It's really hard to keep an eye on things side to side. But Pease pits.
He might have picked up a bit of damage here. Campbell picks up a 3-second time penalty. How crucial is that going to be?
What I find interesting with Campbell is he's put himself in a lot of fresh air now. Nathan and Yeren are extending, which could be potentially a bit of an error, but I think it could be. I think overall, I would say it's probably the right play.
Time will tell if Nathan and John are able to make this overcut work. We're on lap 8 of 18 here at Imola. One has the lead from Nathan. He got a 5-second gap back to Larkin, who also has a 5-second gap to Miami. So Larkin just whistling around Alejandro Alonso, and I think that is Jav. Yep.
Jav.
This is beautiful stuff. He's really capturing the Iverson mentality here. I'd like to see it.
Yeah, L plan is more like L spin at the moment, unfortunately for him. And Nathan will be. This is an awful gap to have on the leader, because I feel like he's going to get close, but I don't feel it's going to be quite enough. You also have to think at this point. Yeah, it's not going to be enough, but you also have to think. Let's work together. Let's make sure Campbell doesn't get too comfy. But at some point, I think we need to look at the leader gap. Let's see how Campbell is catching. Is Campbell catching at all? It seems It seems like he is. It does seem like he is, and I expect to see most people in halfway, regardless of tyres. I think this will be the lap where a lot of people pit. Jav is out, and that might cause a full course safety car. And it has. So Campbell has been basically completely wrecked. Jav is out, and the top two non-stopped runners are both. So hang on one sec. Relentless Jav is out, and the top two non-stop runners who need to pit still are Relentless Yeren and Relentless Nathan.
No, we're not one for conspiracy theories around here, Mark.
I didn't say anything. I just thought I'd let everyone know the order. What did I say? No. So everyone is going to pit that hasn't pit already, and that the top 6 have got an absolute bonus. I think
has just took about 5 seconds speeding apparently in the pit lane.
Wow. Jav has completely wrecked it, but helped quite a few people with 3 letters in front of their name. I am joking. There is no way Jav would have wanted to do that.
No, Jav has done the right thing there. Like, there's no better way of playing trouble. There is absolutely none. Jav, I appreciate you.
Massive L plan. Yeah. Oh yeah, he DNF'd. Yes.
Yeah.
He DNF'd.
Exactly.
He's more Welsh than a relentless driver today. I'll tell you what, where's Nolan going to come out? Because Nolan was a long way behind. He's going to gain some places from all this, I feel. And he's going to be on some interesting tyres. So everyone at the front is on mediums. Now this is a really interesting spot we have, because Pease is on those softs. Verstappen is on those softs. Nolan comes out. Oh, he's going to come out really down the order. I thought he'd come out higher than that. But literally, you couldn't ask for more. The top 6 are going to be on mediums. Pretty much everyone other than Morgan is going to be on softs. What a way to finish this race. Who do you have for the win?
I mean, right now, I kind of have to go with Jerome. No penalties for his name. He's in the lead right now. Probably the next person I'd pick, like maybe challenge, would be Verstappen.
Oh, I see. I feel like Larkin. This has a Larkin win. The whole thing just seems very Larkin for me.
It all depends on if Larkin can keep with these top 3. We saw it earlier in the race, how he just got absolutely left listening to himself as he spots him.
Cerrivo is off. The man that likes a meat feast on a gluten-free base, Snorlax, and he thinks he wants to be Campbell. Oh, Nolan's had a severe collision. Nolan's got off. What on earth has gone on? All sorts is going on here. This is ridiculous. Nolan, the man who likes Nutella on pizza because he doesn't like pizza. I feel like that's a karma issue. He's had to pit. He loves Zapdos.
Oh, he would go for a legendary, wouldn't he? He would go for it. That is disgraceful there for Nolan.
It is, and I feel like this is evidented here today in his performance. Now, I'll tell you what, someone who's having a better race than before is Alt Maverick, but he likes no toppings, just cheese. So therefore, I hope he has a really this sums up his race, doesn't it? Boring 10th place. That is the pizza choice of people that come 10th place.
So basically, what we're saying is Maverick likes a margarita pizza. But
he does.
Didn't know it was called a margarita pizza.
Yeah, he's not even cultured enough to call it a margarita.
That's terrible.
Awful.
It's like saying, if you want pineapple on your pizza and you don't put Hawaiian, at least give it its correct name.
Now, Larkin, the chips are down, and interestingly, he said chips on pizza. Now, I like cheesy chips. I like pizza. Do they go together?
They do, but they're not on top of each other.
I don't know, like, I'm intrigued. I want to know opinions. I do. Pizza and chips. Yes, together, but I'm confused. I am largely confused. I'm sorry, I'm not really looking at too much of the action because obviously it is a safety car. Miami said pepperoni. He said Charizard so he could beat Miami, so he could burn Miami. Now that is a fair response. If you're going to do a basic Pokemon, give it some shit. Fair play.
He could have gone with Arcanine. Like that's. I have no like Charizard still basically. It's terrible.
No. I'm with you. Arcanine, a great Pokemon. Very, very season 1. We're very boomers in our Pokemon and Pokemon choices here. But yeah, Nathan, meat. That's what he's about. He's about meat. That was his choice. I'm really sad that no one said ham and pineapple, because I was really looking forward to really roasting them in the chat, to be honest. But there we are.
I mean, it's one of those things. It's a bit like Marmite. You either love it or you hate it.
There's a little bit of chat in the chat between Taupe and Nolan. They're not happy with each other. Yeah, well, we knew that, didn't we? Well, we thought that from the contact. I'm not entirely sure what occurred, but yeah, neither particularly happy. The safety car is in, and there is a lot of stragglers, so Nolan is going to struggle to get onto the back. Depends on what Yeren does. You feel like
I think Imola and Dari might be the last two to actually make it onto the back, as Imola picks up a 3-second time penalty. B Morgan and Nolan, I think they're going to be just a little bit too far off the back of the pack.
I agree. I think they're both going to struggle. I think they're not going to quite get there. Maybe Morgan will get closer-ish, but it depends on when Yeren goes. And Yeren has gone. So yeah, Nolan is stranded. Morgan slightly less so, but they are gone. And I tell you what, Pease is staying with this pack, and this is crucial for him. Morgan, I tell you what, Verstappen has stayed with him, but Mark, proving he is the second best mark in LOE, getting dropped as Tin Can is through on Jordan. There's going to be some serious pace differences as now Pease is up the inside of Chill. Easy move. And now I tell you what, Pease has to be, on track at least, the favourite to win this race.
We'll have to see how Pease can carve his way through the field. Miami also getting dropped from the top 4 as well. He hasn't had a very good restart. But as Verstappen and Chill side by side coming up the hill, Verstappen on the inside, it should be job done for the QVR man, and yes it is.
Great effort. Great effort from him. Taupe all over the back of Luke. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how these soft runners are going to permeate through the medium runners.
He's over the back of Miami. Miami, they have a little bit of a snap on the rear end. Just compromising Pease slightly in the exit, and you should think down the pitch straight. Should be job done for Pease, and Dava now closing up to the back as well, but I think he'll just be a bit too far to make a move. Here comes Pease. And John about switch places as well. Nathan on the inside. Job done, nothing for the lead.
And if you're Jerome, you're not going to fight it, are you? You're just going to, he's got that time pen. You just want to stay with him. You don't need to do anything special. But I tell you what, Miami is staying with Pease, and there is a gap. There is a big gap here from the top 4.
It goes to start down the inside of Miami.
Oh, the camera angles are so bad here, and then we see Verstappen get through. It seems like Miami's struggling. Oh, Nolan's round. Nolan's lost his head. He's not happy. I can't comment because I didn't see too much on what occurred, but he is not happy. He's lost his concentration as Tin Can has got round Luke. Oh, Yeren with the pen. So now we're on Larkin. This is what he does.
Larkin has come into play now.
It's what he does. He just does this stuff every time. And I did say Larkin. I think I said Campbell Nathan, but maybe I could even get the top 3 exactly right.
Well, I mean, here's the thing now. Obviously, DRS is enabled, but it won't be used on this main straight. Pease and Verstappen need to get in this train, otherwise they're going to be absolutely left hung up to dry for these remaining laps. Oh, Larkin!
That is awful. That is honestly awful. It's Verstappen. Well, you say it's Verstappen. It's a tough one. I think it might be my problem, by the way, Mike, because when I disconnected, your sound was good, so it might be an issue on my end, which is not ever ideal. Let me change something very quick. Let me put chat audio on, and then hopefully this sounds better. Hopefully the fans can hear everything slightly more. I can't hear some of the noises, but I tell you what, I can keep a track on everything else. So hopefully that works. But yeah, it's going to be tough for Verstappen. He's not gaining. And I feel like, yeah, it's going to be tough for him to get on pole. But I think he will get on a podium.
Pease has just about managed to get in this DRS train now, so Pease is in the train. Verstappen is out of it. So he's just going to hemorrhage time down this pit straight. So the question is, who is going to be able to build enough of a gap to stay ahead of Verstappen?
This is it. Verstappen is the man who is looking dangerous at the moment. But then also Miami. You know, Miami's on fresh mediums. They are going to come into play at some point. And he could do something. He just needs the pace. But the top six do look a class of their own, let's be honest.
Larkin's dropped out the DRS range of Campbell now, so that could be crucial as well, as Larkin just dropping outside that 1 second window. We got Verstappen who's almost in a second of Pease here, so he's absolutely smashing it on this lap.
Verstappen, yeah, like you say, Verstappen is been getting that DRS, but Larkin is struggling, isn't he? He's really struggling to stay with the top three. Yaron is doing an incredible job.
Well, as it currently stands right now, John and Campbell are just about doing enough to stay ahead of Verstappen.
Tin Can and Tope going side by side. Tin Can has lost it. They went wheel to wheel. I don't really feel that was anyone's fault. Good hard racing. Luke now gets through, and he should have the overspeed on the inside. The inside is a guaranteed place here, but some people don't seem to think so, and Tin Can's going to get the run because you can't defend. You defend on the outside. Ooh, he's lucky. Nolan's pit.
Lost his head. Oh, his Chills made a mistake on Maverick's free.
Oh, awful luck there from the former Division 3 Constructors Champion, two-time, and he will not be happy with that, and Luke is on his back. He's going to lose a bomb of places, unfortunately. He's probably going to be down into 14th as it stands, unless something strange happens. Miami with a pen. So it's just Verstappen, isn't it? It's just Verstappen living in his own little world.
The unfortunate thing for Verstappen is that he hasn't quite been able to get in that 1 second window, and he's just hemorrhaged time to the likes of Jerome and Campbell, and he's hemorrhaging time to Nathan as well, and he's not too far off being dropped out of Nathan's penalty. Is this something for the future in that sense? You know, in the sense of the standings and the title race, because as Pease gets past Larkin, which is pivotal, because Larkin isn't out of this title race as such. You know, Pease is a new driver, but you know, to see someone like Verstappen and Rocco really struggle here this weekend, even though they're the two in the lead, is it a false dawn? Is it going to be Nathan versus Campbell? Is it going to be that kind of continual, perpetual race with Toxic or Menulek not in this kind of this league too much anymore? This might open up a window to a bit of a, you know, a look back to the past, as they say. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, Verstappen has driven absolutely fantastic despite the hiccup in qualifying. Just goes to show what he potentially could have done if he had set a valid lap time.
It's even more costly now, isn't it? I feel like maybe some drivers need to adjust to it. It is so costly not seeing a lap time because you've got almost a double penalty for that for the races.
As we run the final up the corners for the final time, Nathan is going to win out the track, but victory will go to John, you believe, as Campbell gets up in the second. Nathan Verstappen gets another podium.
Wow, that is Nolan's DNF'd. He has lost it. But look at this, the gaps everywhere. So thin from 8th back until Mark, and great effort. Yeah, Chill does unfortunately come 13th with a pen accumulation, but yeah, wow, what a spectacle for the championship. Verstappen has done incredibly well. Do you know what? If that's his worst weekend, you know, it's the worst possible start to a weekend. Great performance. I mean, he's my driver of F2 today, hands down, and I'm sure you agree with me.
Yeah, absolutely. Verstappen, there's no other person that we could pick. I mean, he's come from 20th in both races, got a podium in both races. Incredible drive from Verstappen. And even the in-game fans agree with us, driver of the day, and that's a rarity.
Yeah, exactly. No, but cracking effort today from all the drivers. Not an easy track in F1 cars. Oh God, I can't imagine them in F2 cars.
And he gets past his lap as well. Verstappen.
Great performance. If that's his, like I say, that's how you win titles. It's making your bad weekends not that awful. It's and that's in Formula One. I think that's in any sport. Man United in the 90s were famous for that, in my honest opinion, I feel. But
just a quick shout out to who would have been my second choice. Drum would have been my second choice for driver of the day.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, and you know what, this is interesting. The race weekend feature I'm going to look at here, because Campbell, he got the point system isn't exactly the same, but Campbell, Yaron, Verstappen, Rocco, and Nathan. But if we look at the feature race, it was Yaron, it was Campbell, it was Verstappen, then Nathan, then Larkin, Pease, Miami, Luke, Darry, 10th, Tope in a very contentious race with a few people, Rel Mark, QBR Chill, Morgan, Rel Jordan, Alt Maverick, Cerebo, Rel Nolan, Nelson PK Jr. in 19th, and Rocco in 20th. Oh, that was Jav.
Well, there we go. That brings an end to run number 3, and obviously the Race Lab team, absolutely fantastic weekend for them. With Verstappen and John's performance here in tonight's races, and interestingly, next week is Spain, so they go to Circuit Catalunya.
That will be. I feel like in these cars, that's a really good track. I don't think Imola necessarily plays too well to it. But I do think generally, I think that will be a good track for them. But really interesting what that's done for the title race. No, I don't think there's anything conclusive there. You know, I think there's a few drivers that can do well. And then there's a few drivers like Jav. But you know, we'll see. Next race, I won't be coming. I dare say it will be someone slightly more from Birmingham than me or you, but we'll see.
Yes, definitely more for Premier accent. Should be coming back next week.
Cool. Well, look, we'll wrap this up. Thank you ever so much. It's been a pleasure. We look forward to watching next week, because I dare say we won't be around, but interesting race. I tell you what, I think they'll look back on this series of races and be interested to see how that affects the title.